Welcome back to Cooking with Bee. On this week's video, we're going to be actually doing 3 recipes. 3 pretty quick recipes that you can make ahead of time, bring to parties, bring camping, or just have during the week. So the first one we're going to be doing is a cold pea salad. The second one we're going to be doing is a jalapeno popper dip. And the third one is going to be Brussels sprouts that are roasted with garlic and cream and Parmesan and bacon. So if you don't like Brussels sprouts, that's definitely the recipe to try. So come cook with me. So let's start with our cold pea salad. So our list of ingredients for that are going to be a bag of frozen peas, some regular mayonnaise. We use something in this house called temp mix, and it's just a salt pepper blend. We're going to be using some mozzarella cheese. We've got the brick here. You don't want a fresh mozzarella, you want this type of mozzarella. We're going to be grating in part of a white onion and then chopping up 2 hard-boiled eggs. While making breakfast this morning, I made the hard-boiled eggs ahead of time so they had time to chill. Over here in the pan that you can't see, I've got the peas starting to cook a little bit. We just want to blanch and shock them just to kind of defrost them but not cook them so that they'll be good to go and not wet for the salad. So let's go ahead and start by chopping up our egg, our cheese, and grating in our onion. So what we're going to do is actually grate in our onion. We don't want to be chopping the onion because we don't really want any pieces of onion. We just want more of the onion flavoring. Alright, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and gotten my small cheese grater, and we're going to use the fine side on that to grate the onion. So you just take it, grate it up and down. So that was a quarter of a small white sweet Vidalia onion. And again, like I said, we didn't want the pieces in it, we just want the fine bits of it and the flavoring. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in our bowl. The next thing we're going to be doing is chopping up that mozzarella block. Again, we don't want a lot, there isn't a lot to the salad, so you don't want one flavor to overwhelm another. So that's probably a third of the mozzarella brick. So we're going to take this and we're going to slice this into cubes. Alright, so we've cubed up our mozzarella, added it to our bowl. You'll see it's just about the size of the peas that we're going to be adding, not much bigger. So we're going to go ahead and chop up the egg. I can never remember with this recipe if it's 1 egg or 2. So I have 2 ready to go, so we'll just say I'm going to go with 2. A very, very dear family friend is actually the one who showed me how to make this. I used to watch her kids when I was a preteen, and that's how long I've been making this recipe for. Alright, so we've added the egg to the cheese and that grated onion. Now we're going to go ahead. So what happened with the peas where I just simply brought them to a boil and then put them into an ice bath to quickly chill them and to stop the cooking process. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is drain these off really good, and then we're going to finish making our salad. Be right back. Alright, so we've got our peas all drained and ready to go. And we've added that. We're going to give a couple dashes of the camp mix. So I'd say that was 5 or 6 good dashes. For the mayonnaise, I never know. So I would say start with about 1/4 cup at a time. You don't want it swimming in mayonnaise, you just want a basic coating. as with most pasta salads, potato salads, everything is always better after it's had time to chill and kind of meld together. So that is our first item. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fridge, and I'll taste it at the end when it's had a little time to meld together and chill a little bit. Be right back. One of my most favorite things on this planet is jalapeno poppers. Hate making them, love eating them. So what I decided to do this year was, when we were away on vacation, everybody loved it last year when I had halved the jalapenos and stuffed them with cream cheese and bacon, and then baked those in the oven with some cheese. Tried doing that this year, did not come out right. So what I decided to do instead was chop everything together and make a jalapeno popper dip. Everybody just absolutely loved it. So that's what I'm going to share with you right now. So the ingredients for the jalapeno popper dip are going to be bacon, jalapenos. This is 13 chopped jalapenos. I'm going to show you how I did it. So I left 2 of them whole so that I can show you the easiest way, I think, to cut up jalapenos. A little bit of dry ranch dressing mix, cream cheese. I've got a 4-cheese Mexican blend, a little bit of sour cream, and a little bit of onion powder. So those are the ingredients. So we're going to start with a large mixing bowl. So to that, I'm going to add in our fresh chopped jalapenos. I was very careful in chopping them to remove all the seeds so that the heat level would be manageable. So there is that. Again, this morning while making breakfast, I cut up 1/2 pound of thick cut bacon and just allowed that to drain and cool down a little bit. To this, we're going to add a 12-ounce container of cream cheese. You can go ahead and do 1.5 bricks if that's what you've got. You're going to want it to come to room temperature so that it will be easier to mix up. And again, if you don't like bacon or you want to make this vegetarian friendly, you can go ahead and certainly take out that bacon piece. Alright, so there is that. To make this a little bit more dippable, that's when we're going to go ahead and add the sour cream. It's going to be about 1/2 cup. You don't want it too watery or too not dippable. So there's 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup. And you can always adjust at the end as well. A couple good sprinkles of onion powder. The packet of the dry ranch. A couple years back, I absolutely just fell in love with using this in more ways than just making dips and dressings. I've incorporated into many a different recipe. We're going to add the cheese at the end. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is show you how to cut up those jalapenos so that it's not taking forever and it's the most effective way possible. So what I do is I take the end off of the jalapeno and the tip of the jalapeno off. That way you can stand it upright. And see right here, right where the pepper connects to the inside, that's where I'm going to make the cut. And that way it's going to leave all of your seeds intact. And again, and just cutting down at an angle. And again. And this should be our last one. And see, all of the seeds stay intact in the membrane, so it's less that you have to worry about cutting or scooping out. Other people will take the jalapeno and cut it in half and scoop the seeds out. You can do that as well. I just find this to be the easiest way for me. So again, we take the big end off, we take the tip off, stand it on its end, cut along one of the side membranes where it attaches, and again where it attaches, and literally the pieces should just fall right off. Again, that one's kind of close. And one last one. Boom and boom. So you can see it all stays attached, and it's not a lot of seeds going everywhere. Not hunting and finding all those seeds that you missed. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this into strips. And dice it up and add it to our. So in total that was 15 fresh jalapeno peppers. It wouldn't be a Becky recipe if I didn't add a little garlic powder, so I'm going to go ahead and add a couple dashes of that as well. And in my world, that's a couple dashes. All right, now let's try and stir up this. So I've gone ahead and mixed all the ingredients together. In my opinion, I still think it needs just a little bit more spreadability. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a small scoop of sour cream again. So probably another 1/4 cup. And we're going to go ahead and stir in our cheese. Boop. All right, maybe 1/2 cup. This is an entire bag. The grocery store by us does a nice thick shred, and I prefer it. It melts way better. And we mix. All right, so now that we're done mixing, that was a nod to Sam the cooking guy. When I was on vacation, we really didn't have ovens to cook with. The cottages are very small and get hot very quickly. So what I did was I got a disposable aluminum pan, sprayed it down with some cooking spray, and actually put it on the grill to heat through. So that's why I said you can actually make this recipe. You can bring it to a friend's house for a cookout and just put it on the grill, and it'll be nice and hot. Just a few minutes after putting it on there. You can also bring it camping, put it on the grate, and everybody will love it. So let's go ahead and scoop this into our pan. It may look like a lot of jalapenos, but it really isn't, with all those other flavorings in there. They're all a bunch of little flavor bombs together, so it'll be fine. And if you don't like it that hot, then try 10 jalapenos first and see if you and your family, if that's the way you prefer it. Or amp up the amount of cream cheese that you use. So that's that. Every last little bit and morsel out. So if you are going to make this in the house, it's going to be 350 to 375 oven, probably 15 to 20 minutes just to heat through and get all nice and melty and gooey. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to pop that in the oven. And again, I'll taste it at the end of the video. All right, now we've come to our last recipe. So this is a new one that our dear friend Aubrey taught us again while on vacation, that we've adopted into our family. The boys asked me to make it on a weekly basis. It's just that fantastic. It's definitely delicious. Definitely not dietetic friendly, so just be warned. So we're gonna start with the other 1/2 pound of bacon. The other half went into our jalapeno popper dip, and then the other half I set aside to saute the Brussels sprouts in and become part of the roasted Brussels sprouts. So we've got 1/2 pound of Brussels sprouts, or 1/2 pound of bacon. We have 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts, fresh Brussels sprouts, that I got home from the grocery store yesterday, that I took the bottoms off of and just simply cut in half and put it in the fridge, just to save me time. Whenever I get home from the grocery store, whatever I can chop, cut, slice, dice, put in the freezer, I do ahead of time, and it saves me time throughout the week. Then we're going to be making the sauce out of 2 ingredients pretty much. Heavy whipping cream and Parmesan cheese. And then what's a recipe without some garlic powder? So those are the ingredients for the Brussels sprouts. So this recipe we're actually going to be doing in our cast iron skillet. So again, you can do it while camping and grilling outdoors. We've got our bacon that we're going to start rendering down. All right, welcome back. So the bacon is pretty much almost done. So we're going to go ahead and scoop it out of the pan. And then we're going to start sauteing the Brussels sprouts. The bacon really didn't have a lot of fat on it. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a tablespoon of butter just so that we can make sure that the Brussels sprouts don't stick to the bottom. All right. So there we go. Set those aside. Good. Tablespoon of butter. Gently put in the Brussels sprouts. You don't want splashback. Give that a nice stir so that the bacon, fat, and butter can coat the Brussels sprouts. We're going to go ahead and cook these up until they are nice and roasty toasty. All right, welcome back. So as you can see, the Brussels sprouts have gotten a really nice rich brown color on them. They're about 3/4 cooked. Don't forget, we still have to add in our Parmesan cheese and heavy whipping cream so that the Brussels sprouts will continue to cook in that as well. So we've got a cup of Parmesan cheese that we're gonna add. And then a cup of cream, the whipping cream. And basically what this is going to do is almost form an Alfredo sauce. And then a couple good heavy dashes of the garlic powder. And we're going to give that a stir. All right, so now it's time to go ahead and add in that bacon that we cooked. Get that much butter. Give it a quick stir. Shut off the heat. How amazing does that look? All right, we're gonna let it cool down a little bit. That'll definitely help my cold with that bacon and that garlic. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get all 3 finished pieces out, and we're gonna go ahead and taste test. Be right back. All right, now we're at the conclusion. So we've gone ahead and taken our pea salad out of the fridge. We're gonna give it a stir to get everything incorporated. Everything looks nicely coated. So we're gonna go ahead, just take one of our little bowls, put a couple bites in to do a taste test. So we have our 3 recipes that we made. So let's go ahead and start with the pea salad. It's such a nice, cold and refreshing salad. That is so good. You never would have thought that peas, mayonnaise, eggs, and cheese would have gone so well together with a little salt and pepper. All right. Definitely need to add that one to your recipe. So as you can see, we've gone ahead and scooped out a little bit of the jalapeno popper dip. It's nice and hot, super cheesy, creamy, and yummy. So we're gonna take a scoop. Whoa, look at that cheese pull. man, you can definitely smell the jalapenos on this batch. Mmm. That is so good. Mmm. Now, when we were away, a few other people had suggested you can put this on top of chicken and then put some pasta with it. So it's definitely something that can be more than just a dip. You can definitely incorporate it into a dinner and make it a whole meal out of it. So that was that one. And our last one is going to be that garlic, Parmesan, bacon, Brussels sprout goodness. So we've got a Brussels sprout, we got a little bacon. Those are cooked just right. You want them still to be hard, not hard and not too soft right there in the middle. It's great. Mmm, very fresh. Mmm. I can't say enough good things about this one. So thank you again, Aubrey, for teaching us this new recipe. So that is the 3 sides that hopefully you can incorporate and share with your friends and family. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate all the views and comments and love, and I'm going to continue to bring you guys some new recipes and share some more love with you. Be well.